Hello and welcome to Poetry in Style. Today we're gonna have a look at the book The Magic World, American Indian Songs and Poems. The book was published by a man called William Brandon, and the ambition of William Brandon was not just to show these poems as ethnological studies and curiosities, but to promote them as real pieces of literature. And I found that really interesting, and I wanted to have a deeper look at this book. To start with, you have here the different names, the content, and it's interesting because you will see different names of American Indian or Native American tribes and cultures. And you can see that there are a lot of different ones. So I wanted to start by giving an introduction to the subject. It's important for me to understand Native American cultures. It's important to understand cultures in general. When we think about Native American, when we think about what we call American Indians, we often have a very specific picture of what they look like. They live in teepees, they have feathers on their head. But what a lot of people don't understand, and what should go without saying, is that the Native American cultures are not homogeneous. They are different. There are a lot of different cultures. Like spanning from the north of Canada to the very south of Brazil, there are a lot of different and very varied cultures. For example, we have whole herds of the Aztecs and the Mayans, living in big, very sophisticated cities. You've probably seen pictures of the Mayan pyramids in the south of Mexico, in Guatemala, or different countries. Or you probably heard of Machu Picchu from the Incas. Of course, the pictures that we have with the Indian living in teepees and having feather on their head, they exist. There's a lot of Native Americans lived a nomadic life, and so it's important to understand those cultures as well. So what I found interesting, and when I was reading this book, the first thing I did is I was taking notes of all the different cultures. You have like names such as you have like the Navajo, you've got obviously the Mayans, you've got the Aztecs. And some of those poems, for example, the Aztecs poems describe human sacrifices because it was an important part of the Aztec culture. I think it's important to note that a lot of the Native American languages still exist to this day. A lot of people in the Americas, in all the countries, speak Native American languages. For example, in the country Paraguay, there are two official languages. One of them is Spanish and the other one is Guarani. Guarani being a Native American language. And a lot of Native American cultures have still a lot of influence on the cultures of those countries nowadays. You probably heard of Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead in Mexico, an incredible culture, an incredible, beautiful tradition that is really well represented in the movie Coco. The Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead, is a Catholic celebration, but based on Aztec beliefs and traditions. So it's a mix of both worlds, and it is fascinating. So what I wanted to do with this video is that I've always liked actually Native American cultures, and I've always wanted to learn more about those cultures. And I didn't become an expert because I read a few poems or I checked a few information on the internet, because it was quickly overwhelming because I wanted to get as much information as possible in a very short amount of time. I started on my journey of discovering all those cultures, and the more I got to know, the more I realized I didn't know much. That's actually something that happens a lot when you start to be more and more knowledgeable, when you start to know more and more things, you realize how little you know, and that's actually okay, because it's a beautiful adventure. One of the dreams I have is I want to visit all the countries of Latin America. I want to visit all the countries of the American continents, like North America, Central America, and South America. And I want to learn more and about those different cultures. And I think it's important to understand those cultures because they are often misunderstood and they are a very important part of all those countries. And as I said, there are, for example, some languages still spoken today, Guarani being an official language of Paraguay, but also a lot of cultures come from those, of Latin America or different countries come from those Native American cultures. And I find that very, very interesting. So I'm gonna select a poem and I'm gonna just recite it to you and we're gonna have a look. And this poem comes from a culture called the Tewa people. The Tewa people were part of the Pueblo people. The Pueblo people were like Native American cultures in the south of the United States, Arizona, New Mexico, and all those places. You can probably check Mesa Verde. Mesa Verde is a beautiful village, beautiful ruins below the rocks. So you have the beautiful village on the cliffside of Mesa Verde. It's fascinating, it's incredible. And you also have Taos in New Mexico. So you have a lot of those cultures. And they have, in the Pueblo people, you have a lot of different tribes and ethnical groups, and the Tewa are one of those. So we're gonna have a look at the poem. So, as you can see here, you have the name of the tribe, the Tiwa, and this is the song of the sky loom. Oh, oh mother the earth, oh father the sky, your children are we tired backs, we bring you the gift you love. So weave for us a garment of brightness. May the wrap be the white light of morning. May the weft be the red light of evening. May the fringes be the falling rain. May the border be the standing rainbow. Weave for us this bright garment, that we may walk where birds sing, where grass is green. Oh mother the earth, oh father the sky. So as I said in previous videos, when you have to translate poems particularly, it's very difficult because you need to keep the poetic style, the verses, maybe the rhymes, depending on how the poem was written in the original language, and it's really difficult. It's already difficult when it comes from different European languages to other European languages or languages belonging to the same family. But here we are speaking about languages which are completely different. So it's very difficult to translate those poems. But I did like this text. I think there's something, very spiritual about it. There's a love of destiny, of the elements. So, I just thought that this text were a good introduction to those, Native American cultures. And I think, as I said, it's important to know more about them and to be curious and to be interested. And so I just wanted to show you this book, The Magic World. And as I said, I have this dream and, I just want to know more about it. And again, I want to say that I did not become an expert on those cultures. So if somebody watches my video and knows more about that than me, please let me know, because I just really want to learn. So in the meantime, I hope you found this video interesting, and I hope you have a good day.